to review the Mosaic Law. Ooh, here we go. What does the law say? What does the law say about fasting? Only one day of fasting was required of the Jews annually on the Day of Atonement, which you can find in Leviticus 16:29, and I think also in chapter 23, Leviticus chapter 23, verse 27. And where did I go? That's it. So the Mosaic Law, the law only required one day of fasting. All other fasting that people decided to do was voluntary, as far as the law was concerned. So the fasting spoken of in Matthew chapter 9 that these the Pharisees were doing, and John's disciples bringing this up, it wasn't prescribed in the law. It was one of the many traditions of the elders. Mark chapter 7 verse 3 added to the law. So in Mark chapter 7 verse 3, it says, "For the Pharisees and all the Jews do not eat unless they wash their hands properly, holding to the tradition of the elders." So all this extra fasting is not in the Mosaic Law. It's just tradition passed down. So note that John's disciples mentioned that they fast often. Matthew chapter 9 verse 14. The Pharisees at that time had adopted a rule of fasting twice a week, and it seems that John's disciples had followed suit. The prayers mentioned in Luke 5 chapter 33 are also associated with these same ritualistic fasts. That is, public prayers to accompany the public fast, done as a matter of course and following man-made rules. And Jesus spoke about this fasting and prayer in Matthew chapter 6 as part of the Sermon of the Mount, which Jesus says, "Beware of practicing your righteousness before other people in order to be seen by them, for then you will have no reward from your Father who is in heaven." And then on top of that, I think Jesus also talks about prayer, and pray in your room, shut the door and pray to your Father who's in secret, and your Father who sees in secret will reward you. Don't let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. And thus, when you get to the needy, sound no trumpet before you, as the hypocrites do in the synagogues and in the streets, that they may be praised by others. Truly I say to you, they have received their reward. So in response, Jesus provides three